Fred Vasseur has grown tired of claims that Lewis Hamilton is unable to adjust at Ferrari in F1 2025, stating that every driver is continuously learning. This season has seen a lot of talk about Hamilton's poor start at Ferrari, as the former Mercedes driver has yet to finish on the podium in a Grand Prix. Following the Imola Grand Prix, Fred Vasseur makes a Ferrari plea to Lewis Hamilton. A sprint victory in China appears to be a one-off, but there were some flashes of promise in Imola, with Hamilton recovering from P12 to finish fourth in his first Italian race as a Ferrari driver. When asked if his opinion on Hamilton's adaptation hinges on his performances, team principal Vasseur told reporters, "I think we have to stop with this. Every single driver is working on himself, working with the team, trying to develop something, trying to do a better job. And it's not that the Saturday evening he's not well prepared, not in good condition with the car, and Sunday he's a magician and everything is perfect. We just have to stay calm. For sure that we need to improve the communication, the understanding of the process and the tools and the software and everything. But honestly, he did a very good job in China. He did a very good job today. Step by step, we will be there." Hamilton, who has often appeared disgruntled this year, was considerably happy after the race, assuring his race engineer that wins are conceivable in the future if the car performs as well as it did in Imola. Hamilton said, "Thanks so much, mate. Woo! What a great race, guys. Fantastic stops. Strategy. The car felt great today. I'm so grateful, so proud. Grazie tutti. That was for the tifosi. Let's keep pushing. If we get that qualifying better and we can race like that, then we'll be winning." Speaking after exiting the cockpit, Hamilton stated that he had ideas for improving the car, but that he was meeting internal reluctance. "I've got some ideas that I'm going to try and apply this week that people have been a little bit reluctant to do it, I think because we've had lots of other things to focus on," Hamilton said. "But hopefully we can find something, some more performance." There's a ton of positives. The strategy was really fantastic. They made great calls, didn't put a foot wrong there. China, I felt really aligned with the car, and then the only other time was today. I felt that synergy. The setup was great at Imola. I think we made a bit of an improvement in our performance for the race. Just got to unlock that potential in qualifying. If we'd qualified better, we'd have been fighting for a podium. That optimism, however, is tempered by a persistent sense of what could have been at Ferrari's home race. While Hamilton gained speed and confidence, the SF25 remains inconsistent, particularly on Saturdays. Team principal Fred Vasseur admits that despite hints of improvement, the final results in Imola fell short of expectations. Ferrari's final placing in the Imola race is insufficient to make them happy, as they slip off the podium once more. The SF25 switches faces between qualifying and the race, where it is able to enter further into its optimal usage window, particularly when the tank is not exactly empty, but not yet fully empty. A P4 to 6 is not a cheerful outcome, but it at least compensates for a bad Saturday and saves some face. Frederic Vasseur says it like a mantra in Maranello. They must find a method to improve Saturday's performance in order to get better results. In the meantime, some traditional questions regarding the engineers market began to be raised, given the recent speculations that, are we looking for someone to improve the car? Always. We always try to recruit someone. But all the teams, we all have a turnover of 61% every year. There are always changes, in every single department. We don't stop. In front of the home crowd, after seeing spectators evacuate their seats and the hills at the end of Q2, Ferrari provided a Sunday of action and emotion. The squad redeemed itself with a good pace, 2 aggressive drivers, an aggressive strategy, and near-perfect track execution. In recent weekends, the situation has been repeating itself. We are faster in the race than in qualifying, or we can say that we are slower in qualifying, and we complicate our weekend. The starting position certainly compromises what is the final result of the Scuderia. P4-P5 was the maximum possible, and luck did not play in Charles's favour, and this allowed Alexander Albon to slip in. Frederick Vasseur, on the other hand, wants to better understand what happened so that he can improve in the future. We definitely don't have the best car. Max was faster than us, but in the race we are right next to him and the McLarens. In Jeddah, we were the fastest. In Miami and Imola in the race, we were close, while in qualifying we were at least a couple of tenths behind. And we also weren't able to do our best times with the new tyres. This is the area in which the Reds must now focus in order to improve their predicament. It was unavoidable to discuss updates. The Scuderia has reprogrammed the developments in response to the issues that arose. But the Frenchman believes we should not rely too heavily on upgrades, and instead find the key with this package. We must improve the setup and the management of the tyre on Saturday to extract more performance from the new tyre. In the race, we are close. With the M, we are close to the others. It is something that we are missing with the new soft tyre. The updates will come in the future, but Vasseur explains how the potential witnessed on Sunday must also be realised on Saturday. We don't do anything magical on Sunday, we must improve on Saturday. Sometimes we talk about a tenth to make the difference. The problems in qualifying could, however, be a big limitation in view of the next race, in Monaco, at the weekend. The track is different, the use of the tyre is different, a few things change. We must try to do a job of improving on our part. Nothing is given up for Lost at Maranello, and Loic Serra's work group is trying to bring new parts that will cure the SF25's difficulties and improve the single-seater's performance. Even the drivers want improvements so they can squeeze out more. I would be surprised and worried if my drivers didn't want developments. Even in McLaren, I think they are asking for developments, seeing Red Bull too. In Imola, the bad news for Ferrari is joined by that of a Haas that broke down on the track, following by the troubles witnessed by Ollie Behrman and Gabriel Bortoleto in Miami, all powered by a prancing horse engine. The main team has also begun its rotation, but there is no concern. Honda has already made 2 to 3 changes. It all depends on the strategy you have in mind. I don't know if Ocon's problem today is necessarily linked to the engine, while Bortoleto had a problem with the fuel system that does not concern Ferrari. One especially revealing event from Imola occurred not on the course, but over the team radio. Charles Leclerc and his engineer engaged in a heated discussion on strategy, highlighting not just Ferrari's ongoing struggle for speed, but also the need for sharper decision-making and internal coordination. Charles Leclerc was seconds away from a daring plan to switch to softs late in the Imola race, but he pulled the plug after his teammate beat him to it. With no more fresh mediums or hards, Leclerc and engineer Brian Bozzi had to choose between dying mediums and fresh softs during the safety car interval. The late break-in proceedings triggered a rethink across the grid, with teams contemplating if a cheap pit stop was worthwhile, while others, such as Leclerc, were left wondering what to do after using their planned tyres. Leclerc and his engineer debated employing new softs instead of mediums and hards, which were clearly the preferred rubber types. I am boxing. We need to stay out. We don't have a tyre that can do to the end. Softs will be better than that. It's 17 laps, Charles. 17 laps to the end. How many laps have my medium done? Medium has 11 laps. These hards are... Tell me which one. Tell me which ones are the best. These ones are F-Ed. While this was going on, Lewis Hamilton and his engineer Riccardo Adami were debating their plan. This tyre is good, but there's a long way to go. Still. 17 laps. Boxing. How many places am I going to fall back? 3 places. Are you sure? How new or young are their tyres? That's a lot of people to get by. And box. But there was clearly a misunderstanding in the Ferrari squad when Bozzi tried to persuade Leclerc to remain out, since that was what Hamilton wanted. We have a new soft, no? So Hamilton doesn't want to box, just to let you know. I don't care. I don't care. We are speaking about ourselves. So you want the soft? We have a new soft. You want a new soft? Tell me now. Those tyres are not going to restart then, so yes. Box. Charles. Box, open up. Let me know. Plan for soft. Leclerc then drives by, having noticed Hamilton entering the pits. Why? I have not pitted. Lewis has pitted. I'm not going to wait and risk losing more holdings. Okay, now we have to stay outside. Oh, of course. In the end, Leclerc finished 6th and Hamilton 4th. But it will be interesting to see what this means for the upcoming race. Will they have upgrades? Will they have a better strategy? And above all, will they be competitive? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.